In the whirlwind of American politics, a new name has emerged, stirring both awe and skepticism: Vivek Ramaswamy. His story isn't just a tale of rags to riches. It's a complex narrative of brilliance, controversy, and a relentless pursuit of power. Let's dive into the life of this enigmatic figure who has gone from a biotech entrepreneur to a presidential hopeful, leaving a trail of both admirers and critics. Vivek Ramaswamy's journey began in Ohio, 1985, in the nurturing home of first-generation Indian immigrants. With a father who was an engineer and patent attorney, and a mother working as a psychiatrist, the bar was set high. Vivek wasn't just raised to succeed, he was raised to excel. As a child, he showcased an array of talents, ranging from being an accomplished pianist to a nationally ranked tennis player. By the time he finished high school as the valedictorian, it was clear that Vivek was not just another face in the crowd. He was destined for something big. In 2003, Ramaswamy's path led him to Harvard University, a breeding ground for future leaders. At Harvard, he was more than just a student. He was the V, engaging in politics, entrepreneurship, and even performing under an alter ego. Vivek was shaping his multifaceted persona. His time at Harvard was more than just academic. It was a period of profound personal and professional exploration. After Harvard, Vivek entered the cutthroat world of finance, interning at prestigious firms like Goldman Sachs. Here, he learned a crucial lesson. In finance, the aim is simple: turn money into more money. This understanding would later become a cornerstone of his entrepreneurial ventures. Vivek's foray into the biotech world was nothing short of dramatic. At the age of 29, he made a bold move, acquiring the rights to a potential Alzheimer's drug for a mere $5 million. This venture skyrocketed, turning into a billion-dollar company. Clearly, Vivek was not just playing the game, he was changing it. However, success in the biotech industry is as volatile as it is lucrative. The much-anticipated miracle drug, the cornerstone of his company's valuation, failed spectacularly. Investors saw their dreams and fortunes evaporate as the stock plummeted, losing over 99% of its value. In a twist that stunned many, Vivek emerged from this disaster not only unscathed, but victorious. Thanks to his strategic structuring of the company, he ascended to the ranks of billionaires, demonstrating a resilience and acumen that left many in awe. Let's see what really happened. After his graduation, he started a job as a biotech stock analyst at QVT. He quickly made his mark in 2008 with a legendary trade, buying shares of Pharma Asset at $5 each and watching them soar to $137. His knack for identifying lucrative opportunities was just getting started. Despite being a millionaire with a demanding job, Vivek seized an opportunity to study law at Yale University, funded by the Paul and Daisy Soros Fellowship. Interestingly, he later attempted to erase this connection from his public record, perhaps to distance himself from George Soros, a billionaire and Democratic mega-donor. After making partner at QVT, Vivek left to start his own venture, Roivant Sciences, with a $100 million investment. Based in Bermuda, Roivant's name itself hinted at its ambitious goal: a high return on investment in the pharmaceutical industry. Vivek's strategy was to develop drugs in areas abandoned by Big Pharma, hoping to find hidden gems. His first big bet was on an Alzheimer's drug, a field where effective treatment was desperately needed. In 2015, Axovant, a subsidiary of Roivant, went public in a massive IPO. Vivek's mother was among the small team, reinterpreting existing studies. This move, while legal, raised eyebrows over potential conflicts of interest. But Vivek was not just a scientist, he was a master salesman. He convinced investors of the immense potential of Axovant's Alzheimer's drug, leading to a surging stock price. Interestingly, Vivek never sold his stake in Axovant. Instead, he diluted it through Roivant, raising capital for other projects, including a massive investment from SoftBank. When Axovant's drug trial failed and its value plummeted, Vivek had already secured his profits. After the trial's failure, Axovant, now Synexis, lost over 99% of its value. However, Roivant remained largely unaffected and continued to thrive, striking multi-billion-dollar deals. With substantial financial resources, Vivek could afford to experiment with unique business practices, continually pushing the boundaries of traditional biotech entrepreneurship. Vivek's got this interesting way of doing things in his company. 2 months in, he offers his employees a chunk of cash to quit. Yep, you heard that right. It's his way of filtering out the committed from the not so much. Here's another thing that sets Vivek's companies apart. He believes that scientists, the real brains behind the drugs, should get a piece of the pie. So he set up a system where they can make uncapped earnings from the drugs they help develop. Pretty cool, right? In 2021, Vivek steps down as CEO and dives into writing. His book, Woke Inc., criticizes corporate America's social justice programs. Some might find it a bit yawn-inducing, but Vivek uses it as a stepping stone to launch his next venture. This is Strive, Vivek's asset management firm with an anti-woke, anti-ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance stance. With backing from big-shot investors, Strive stands in stark contrast to the likes of BlackRock. It's Vivek's way of shaking up the investment world. After making his billions and conquering the business world, Vivek decides that money isn't enough. He's got his eyes on a new prize: power. Enter the political arena, where he quickly becomes a rising star in the GOP. Fast forward to 2023, and Vivek Ramaswamy sets his sights on the ultimate prize, the presidency of the United States. His campaign, reminiscent of the social media strategies of figures like Andrew Tate, has been unconventional yet surprisingly successful. He's not just in the race, he's a serious contender, outpacing many established politicians. Yet, with great power comes great scrutiny. Questions loom over how Vivek amassed his fortune, while his investors suffered significant losses. Is he the visionary leader America needs, or a master manipulator playing a Game of Thrones? In today's world, where media narratives shape perceptions, understanding the diverse views on Vivek Ramaswamy is crucial. Platforms like Ground News reveal the polarized coverage of his candidacy, reflecting the divided opinion of the public. Vivek Ramaswamy's tale is a modern-day saga blending ambition, controversy, and a relentless pursuit of power. It's a narrative that forces us to question the very nature of success and leadership in today's world. Despite little political experience, Vivek's making serious headway in the polls. He's got this strategy of being a huge Trump supporter, which could play well if Trump drops out of the race. Vivek is even hinted at as a potential running mate. While running for president, Vivek's not missing any chance to promote Strive. Just a year after its launch, it's managing over $1 billion. That's a milestone that took others much longer to reach. Vivek's funding strategy for his presidential run is something else. He's offering a cut of the fundraising money to those who help him raise it. It's a tactic he's mastered from his days in the pharma industry, setting the right incentives. But as we know, he's not just a businessman turned politician. He's a man with specific views that might affect his policies. So how good is he in his election campaign? Let's see. After a sad incident of a school shooting in Perry High School in Iowa, Nikki Haley, who was once a UN ambassador and is now running for president, spoke about the need for better mental health care. She said that mental health issues are a big problem, like cancer, and we need to address them, when she shared those thoughts on X. But she received mixed reactions. One person even criticized her, saying she was not good at using comparisons in her language. However, Vivek Ramaswamy also commented on Haley's statement. He made a lighthearted remark, suggesting that Haley might have written the post herself, and he won the public just like that. He visited 42 places in just 1 week, the most of any candidate. He plans to stay busy with 38 other events too. Despite the tough schedule, the Ohio businessman says the enthusiastic crowds in Iowa keep him going. The 38-year-old is campaigning without caffeine. Ramaswamy talked about his hard work, saying, "Luck is really spelled W-O-R-K. This approach has always helped me succeed, whether in school, business, or now in politics." Undoubtedly, Vivek Ramaswamy's journey from the boardroom to the presidential campaign trail is nothing short of remarkable. His strategies, both in business and politics, are unconventional, to say the least. Whether you admire him or are skeptical, one thing's for sure: Vivek is a name you won't forget anytime soon.